Johnny can go in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see shit doing.
Right, it's about to get
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all the
When you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like,
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the 30,000? Now?
In the moment. In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level, and this is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undisputed.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's funny.
I want to go rebound.
Shoot. This one?
Cut that up, that match. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
You really think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what? Big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now. Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Vietnam. Golly, boy, these Saturday morning lives are questionable. In the scout report, you know, you get the news, you be like, he's doubtful, it's questionable. I'm like, are they gonna get up? Because I know I'm up, but I just wanted to make sure y'all get up. But I see y'all up. Good morning to you, everybody in the chat. Actually, Saturday's cracking because most of y'all just getting home from Friday night. But let's talk about it right now because I see y'all in the chat, people over here clowning already. Y'all got jokes. Good morning to most of y'all. And love to all of y'all. Man, Akron Slim's in the house. Mr. Lucius Needful's in the house. I see you guys going at it. TC210 always. Someone asked me already a question, and I shouldn't answer this, but Thank you, Akron Slim, for watching On the Rocks. Damn, it's getting good, bro. Yeah, I love that show too much. We really go at it. We really talk because we're really friends. We're not fake chemistry test subjects. We are real boys. Somebody asked us that whenever Stephen A gets his blackness challenge, he wears an HBCU jacket the next day. Yeah, everybody's caught that. That's obvious, right? I mean, you know, my boy, just last night I went to a football game. Woo! I don't know if I should call it a game. It was a high school Division I championship where Corona Centennial, number 2 in the nation, got smoked. I left when it was like 40-something to 7. I don't even know what the final score was, but it was crazy. 30-something to 7, 40-something to 7 when I left. But shout out to my boy Jaden. Shout out to my boy Keith Walk Green. His son is a beast. He's a junior. He's insane. But they lost to Santa Margarita. Guess who coaches them? Carson Palmer. Isn't that crazy? Carson Palmer was bringing that Cincinnati playbook like, golly, them kids ain't ready for it. So love to you guys. You know how we start off every show with a Wiley-ism. So let's get into it. Today's Wiley-ism is you can have anything you want. If you stop believing, you can't have it. Boy, I tell you what they say. Whether you think you can, you think you can't, you're right, is that. And it's so crazy because we think life is so much more complex and deeper than that. No. Life's kind of simple, right? You're given some things, you got to go earn the rest. And no matter where you start off, some people are given closer to the top. Some people are given closer to the bottom. But the point is, you have the opportunity to fill in the gap, right? And obviously we have special circumstances out there where some people don't even have all their faculties. So I'm not even talking about those people who are compromised, but still have an existence. I'm talking about the y'all who are fully capable and able and have all your faculties, and you still wondering why you can't close that gap. Go grab a mirror. Why am I still chunky? Why I got these black don't crack, but they swell cheeks? You know what it is, because you got to do it yourself. It's on you. Boy, we be trying to blame somebody. We want to blame your homie. You want to blame your environment. You want to blame your family. You want to blame your economics. You want to blame the government. You ever go to bed and wake up, right when you wake up and you don't hear anything, right? You barely can see anything. You adjusting to the light. You know what that moment is, that phase is? That's a quiet time for you to reflect and say, realize all of this is going to start and stop with me. Because guess what? While you were asleep, the world was spinning. While you up, the world is still spinning. It's like, get up on it, like the treadmill. You ever go to a treadmill that's already on? If you ever go to the gym and the treadmill already on, first of all, I hope you know that. If not, you're in trouble. But if you see it and you know it, get to running. It ain't no like hit the button and look around. She cute. Oh, look around. What's up? Check your phone. And then it starts getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miles an hour. No. This one already running. You got to hit the ground running. So that's today's Wileyism. You can have anything you want. If you stop believing, you can't have it. Okay. Speaking of having things, let's get into the show. Oh, man, I want to label this and call this prisoner of your own success. This is what Lane Kiffin is going through right now, a prisoner of his own success. Now, we all know what's going on. Today is D-Day, as they say. So Ole Miss went out there and won their football game. Good for them. And they are going to be in the college football playoffs. We all know that. But Lane Kiffin is being asked, mandatory, voluntary, forced to make a decision today. Basically telling Ole Miss, you staying or going? And thinly veiled in that decision is, well, if you leave, why would you coach the college football playoffs? So they kind of got the gun on them. You know, they got the bead on them, but they got it behind the curtains. Man, it's crazy, right? It's a lot going on. So walk with me as we go through this, because I think it's fascinating how you can be so good at something that they actually make you feel bad about it. It's crazy.
Some frustration over the last couple of weeks. I saw you post game. There was an incident right before you went into the locker room, and it just seemed like you were a little bit upset. Maybe about some things that come out over the last couple of weeks, or how things have gone the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think, I understand you guys' job, and I think things are fair. Like I say, when questions come, those are fair questions. Maybe I can answer them. Maybe I don't see them the same. But when you call someone a hoe, that's a different level of stuff. Can't make hoes into housewives, or something like that. That's about as bush league as stealing Trinidad's jersey, like Mississippi State did last night. Luckily we got another one But so I ain't got any respect for that.
I don't either, but that wasn't the comment. The comment was, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife host on act right. It's not calling you a hoe, it's about commitment. And that's what really the question is. You wanted the commitment from people were asking about where you're committed to, you're still not doing that. So you don't think there's anything wrong with getting upset about something so innocuous as that, paying attention after a win, especially in football? Yeah, let's move on to that. Next question.
Lane, what's the most?
Damn. Did y'all hear that? God dang. What the dude? Oh, first of all, Lane Kiffin, like, look, I get it. Y'all got a tough job. I got a tough job too, but ain't nobody over here complaining. But then y'all gonna compare me. They use the analogy example of comparing a hoe to a housewife in terms of commitment, right? Like, don't commit to a hoe because that ain't a housewife. And Lane Kiffin like, wait a minute. How does that conversation have anything to do with me either being an Ole Miss coach or LSU coach? So he like, I ain't got no respect for that. And then the dude who must have asked, or at least put it out there like that, had the nerve to retort and said, well, since we are asking you to say you're going to stay or go, we're asking you for your level of commitment, and you haven't given us a response, we have to take it to those type of examples. What? Like, Kiffin, look at this fool like, look, I don't even know your name. That's what he said. It is gangster out here. So we're going to build this whole thing up. This is what's crazy about life. This is why you shouldn't worship celebrities. This is why every time you look up and they say, don't ever want to date don't meet your hero or don't date your fantasy. This is why, because everybody got to deal with this BS. People think you don't when you got money or you famous. Oh, no. Let me tell you different. Listen. He walked up to the reporter and said, excuse me, Dougie Fresh. Yes. Would you like to walk in here and call me a hoe? Let's see how that goes. It's going to go a little different. And for all you race baiters out there who say white people don't ever go at white people and they don't talk about each other in public and they don't have white on white crime and all that stuff, boy, y'all don't be watching TV. TMZ ain't nothing but white on white crime. Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, white on white crime. Like, these people always be like, man, y'all always talking about the brothers. I'm like, dog, we get the easy part of it. You watch the mainstream shows, oh, they be tearing each other up. Watch The View. Man, are you kidding me? It's crazy out here in these streets. So Lane Kiffin is just like, dog. I mean, for real. I mean, I told you, anybody who's successful, people always ask me, what it feel like to go pro? It feels like you're a beautiful woman, a fine-ass girl. You can't go nowhere. You're just trying to go to Starbucks. Can I get and the guy comes up to you. She can get whatever she want. Hey, how you doing, beautiful? You're like, what? Leave me alone, dog. I want a vente. Move. So get your ass up out of here. So everywhere Lane Kiffin going now, they just thirsting on him. Hey, where you going? And then if you say, I don't know. If you say, I don't want to talk about that right now. If you say, I'm still thinking about it. Oh, what's wrong with you? What? Your thirsty ass want to know what's right with me. I ain't got to tell you nothing. Oh, and Lane Kiffin is the closest coach we have to saying exactly that. But even Lane Kiffin knows he got to go through it. Let's go.
I feel like I got to. I mean, so probably not as enjoyable as people probably think it is. But like Kirby says, when he wants to complain about being in the national championship and missing the portal window, it's like there's no crying from the yacht. So I'm not trying to get pity. It's not as enjoyable as maybe some people would think.
Does winning today and making the playoff make it more difficult to win?
I think it's difficult no matter what. I think that there is a relief that we played like I thought I would. Like I thought they would today. I did think they would play like this, and but you never know. And so I am relieved for that, because if we didn't play well today, we all know what the storyline would be. It'd be my fault for having them distracted and stuff. So I'm really glad that we proved that narrative, which is a fair narrative for people to write. And I think a lot of our fans felt that way this week. Understandable, but they don't know our room. They don't know how we train them and how they think.
So he breaking it down. It's like, y'all thought I was going to be a distraction. Y'all thought I was a problem. I'm trying to turn the sound up because I hear some of you guys saying it. But everybody who ever has a sound issue, they always say just log out and come right back. That's what they say. I don't know. I don't know what's so ghetto about my channel or YouTube's app. I don't know. We need to open up Radio Shack again. Raise your hand if you used to go to Radio Shack. They fix everything at Radio Shack. Man, they had all the wires. You be like, what the hell? How y'all staying in business and you got a wire here for 39 cents? But hey, it stayed open for a while. So the point is, Lane Kiffin is sitting there like, yo, this is not as enjoyable as y'all think it is. I mean, he got a $100 million contract just waiting for some ink to touch it. And he's still sitting there like, man, damn. No more Florida. Florida's already moved on because basically they realized, oh, you just taking us out on dates trying to hit. You ain't trying to get married. You just want to hit. We ain't going to let you just tap this ass. Nope. So Florida moved on, right? And then LSU sitting there like, hey, we take it down here in this bayou all day, bro. We good with you, bro. If you want it, you can have it, damn it, Lane. Oh, man. So as all things in this world, as I told you, that moment when you wake up and you see that the world is waiting for you to contribute to it. It's waiting for your effort. It's waiting for your mindset. It's waiting for you to be resilient, right? It's prayer, basically. Back in the days, they figured out to call it prayer. And Lane Kiffin got to pray.
This week, you had not made up your...
I am. He couldn't even lie in that moment. He had one moment to nail the landing and say, I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it goes. So what I want to really break down about this, because I showed you a bunch of clips. Typically, I don't like to do that. But he goes up, he goes down. He's been fired, he's been hired. And now he's at the point where of all college coaches outside of where? Maybe the story in Indiana, who's doing better? Who's a more storied coach and program right now than Indiana? It's just maybe Ole Miss. And he's sitting there like, damn, that's how the game go. In the same lifetime, the same dude that they threw out in the trash is the treasure. That's Lane Kiffin in this moment right now. What is he going to do? Today's the day. I think he's gone. I keep hearing the stutters. I keep hearing the hesitation, the reservation, the summaries. He talks about Ole Miss in summary now. I've been listening to a lot of it. I think he's gone. And I think that's unfortunate because I really wish he would have stayed. I'm really talking like he's gone. I'm 99% sure he's going to leave. Look, this is what these guys dream of. They dream of not only being their best, but being at the best place, circumstance, situation. I'm not built like that, and it's weird. And I always thought, and I still do to this day, think that I'm a little off. My son yesterday, 10 years old, was talking to his boys, and they all were talking about where they're going to college. It's a real funny conversation because they're 10. They don't know anything. All they know is where their dad went and what they see on TV, and they think that's cool because they got great colors. I like their colors. So 2 of the kids already have committed to Florida. I'm like, all right, do you know where it is? Nope. And then my son is committed to Columbia. And then now the kids are clowning my son. They're like, why would you go there? They don't play like big sports. We don't see them on TV. And he was just like, well, my dad went there. Now, the point of it is you're going to follow in your father's footsteps. And a lot of us in sports follow the greats' footsteps. So you got to be at a storied program for you to have the best story. But is that true now in 2025? Like, Lane, you can reimagine everything, right? Like, you don't have to do it the same way. It's like Amazon. Like, at first, y'all was out there, and all we were getting is what? We were getting the books from y'all. And Amazon books was cute, but nobody was tripping. It wasn't going to make Jeff Bezos no trillionaire selling them books. And then he flipped it. He said, why am I only selling books? I'm going to sell everything. And now he going to be a trillionaire, right? It's crazy. So I'm like, just flip it. Stay at Ole Miss, stay down there in Oxford and let them people love you up like they all down there in Oxford, and you will be it. But if you go to LSU, boy, you got to fight with all them other blue bloods. Ohio State is like, oh, he trying to get our 5-star. That ain't it. You're going to have to fight with all them. I'm sure at Ole Miss you got a little bit of that, but you about to get a heavy dose of that. And then them expectations. When you are a first-rounder, blue blood, first-rounder NFL, they looking at you like every play better be showing me either a flash of brilliance and greatness or you're already great. Anything else, you don't believe me? Ask Caleb Williams. Ask Caleb Williams before this year how it felt to be the first-rounder, #1 overall pick. Boy, that boy getting killed everywhere he went, and he wasn't playing that bad. He wasn't playing that good either, but he wasn't playing that bad. and they was on his head. So that's how the game goes. I think he's going to step into that. I think he really wants to do that. So it is what it is. Hey, different strokes, different folks. I go somewhere to light the torch. Other people want to go there and carry the torch. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not thinking you better or worse. I just think you're different. All right. Well, beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure if you got any issues with this, with the app, the sound, just come back. Just go out and come back. That's it. Let's see what y'all talking about in these comments. Yeah, y'all talking about a lot of this low management out there. Y'all talking about, I hear you, Rome Energy, bro. You stay talking about Stephen A. You got to find more content. No, I don't. I don't find no content. These sites are the ones. You better call these websites. They write about Stephen A. I write what they write. You think I'm about to watch First Take for 3 hours and then find a clip? Nope. Stephen A. is the big dog. Big dogs get talked about a lot, right? It's not jealousy. It's not unfairness. You want me to talk about, let's see. Who? I can't even say his name. That's the point. You want me to talk about John Adams? He's on Wake Up Barstool. He's the 9th person on Wake Up Barstool. You ready for that topic? No, you're not, right? Just like they talk about the Lakers and they talk about LeBron and they talk about whoever's hot in the NFL, I do the same thing about sports and sports media. I'm talking about Lane Kiffin. You like Lane Kiffin? You're going to hear about it. Next, I'm going to talk about Matt Barnes. I talk about everybody. So I really think it's a you problem. It's a you problem because you care so much about Stephen A. that you only click and get triggered when somebody's talking about him, good, bad, or ugly. But I am going to do a show with 12 topics, and Stephen A. is one of the 12. But you say all I do is talk about him. So where I'm from, we call you dumb, but I'm not going to call you dumb. I'm just going to call you stupid. Grow up, bro. Like I've done their job. I'm doing this job. I know all the jobs. I'm one guy who could check every box, brother. Not me. I'm not the one. So you just gonna have to deal with it, bro. You're gonna have to deal with it. Oh man, somebody said Andrew Nance said I got that Compton Wi-Fi, homie. I called my Spectrum business yesterday and they said, you have the highest service. You have a gig, a terabyte or something. I don't know what the hell. And they said, and they also said, you can't get any higher unless I get fiber. You know how much fiber costs? They said, well, they don't even have it in your neighborhood. I said, so why are you telling me? She said, well, we can make it to your neighborhood. I said, how? She said, $25,000. I said, for what? What y'all doing? Building another house? She talking about putting some damn internet in my house for $25,000. What do you think this is, girl? Don't let this fool you. It's crazy out here. Now, speaking of Stephen A. Smith, since y'all want to talk about him so much, I ain't never seen so many people so caring. First of all, I don't care enough about somebody else to care how they feel about something if they ain't complaining. And if they are complaining, that's enough. Let them complain. I ain't gonna complain for you. That makes my day worse. You better talk for yourself. I speak for myself. That was a good show. Jason Whitlock and myself. All right, let's get into this topic. Let me know what you think about this. We got to read now. So I know whoever made that comment, I'm sorry. I know you probably can't read with your stupid dumb ass. Let me stop. Let's get into this. ESPN content head. Remember we talked about it. Burke Magnus. He says he's not that concerned about Stephen A. Smith overexposure. So just to give you guys take you behind the scenes because y'all rocking with me every morning and all that. Look, I go to this website the most to get my content. It's called Awful Announcing. It talks about sports and sports media. It does the best summary I see on the internet. If you got a better site, send it to me in the chat. Let's go. Beat it up in the comments. But I go here a lot, the most. Guess what they talk about a lot, the most? That guy, Sherman Hemsley. It's Stephen A. Smith. Right. You know it is. George Jefferson, my dog, right? ESPN content head, not that concerned about Stephen A. Smith overexposure. As long as the quality and level of his work on First Take is to the degree it's always been, which it is as we sit here today. I don't like that little phrase right there. I'm not that concerned about overexposure. I don't like this. I like Stephen A. Smith being all things Stephen A. Smith. I like that, and everybody says it, and it's so damn true. He works harder than everybody else. What does that mean? That means basically within his 24 hours, he will sacrifice and commit to his craft more than you see anybody else. That doesn't mean other people ain't working as hard. It just means he's going to not only do the work, but show the work and get the results from the work better than anybody else, right? He putting in 25 hours a day on TV. I heard myself. Yeah, 25 hours a day on TV. Nobody else is even signing up for that. Being real, I'm gonna tell you how it goes. Because when you climbing up and they say, do you want to be it? Do you want to be it? If you got what it takes. They ask you to be on every show. And cats be saying no. Cats don't want to work. Cats want to go home. Cats want to hang out. Cats want to just kick it. Cats want to get the big check and do the little work. Not Stephen A. Smith. So when somebody says which it is as we sit here today, I don't need that. I'm talking to you in present time. I know what today is. It's now. I don't need to hear you say, well, it's good right now. That means just like, you've been thinking it wasn't good before today, or you thinking it may not be good tomorrow? I'm just giving you real game qualifiers. That's what people do. You got to read. My coach told me, if you want to know about somebody, listen. They'll tell on themselves. Listen to that. Which it is as we sit here today. I'm not that concerned about overexposure. You're not that concerned. Are you concerned at all? Sounds like you are a little bit. You know what? I think he's responding to y'all who keep saying Stephen A. Smith is everywhere and he's doing too much. Now, let's get into this article before we get into what y'all saying, because I understand where y'all coming from. ESPN is not paying Stephen A. Smith $100 million to sit on the sidelines. Hell no. They want him in front of a camera. That much has been made clear despite Smith actually taking a step back from his ESPN duties this year. Most notably, Smith is no longer part of the regular NBA Countdown cast. Now, y'all not right. Y'all killed Stephen A. Smith, at least tried to, by saying, they kicked you off of the NBA Countdown cast. No. That's not how that went. When he was doing his negotiations, they were trying to figure out how we gonna pay this man $100 million. They already know. We got to keep him on the prime time stuff. We already know. We also got to respect his time and his brand. And his brand is our brand. When you think of ESPN, the first thing you think of is Stephen A. Smith. Then you think of Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee is on the outside licensing his product to the inside, right? So you think of Stephen A. Smith. You got to protect that brand. That means he cannot go on the TNT show that's coming inside the NBA, because them boys are like, please don't play with us. Don't mess with our schedule. Don't mess with our content. Don't mess with our structure. Leave us alone. And we've already covered that in an article. I think that was yesterday. So now, Stephen A. Smith, what shall we do? You got another show? You got a Sirius XM show? Damn. And a politics show? You got 2 shows over there, and you got your podcast? All this stuff is new since our last negotiation? That's fine. Okay, but we still got all this stuff that you already are signed up for. And then you start to look and be real. Do you want Stephen A. Smith on the NBA show on ESPN with Malik Andrews and everybody? Be real. I'm going to say no. And you know why? Because one, it's not that good. Let's just be real. It's not that good. And it's not to diss them. It's just adding them up together. Y'all not forming Voltron. Y'all not forming Voltron. Form arms and legs. Oh, they used to be so hyped. All right, it's not. And on top of that, it's not number one on the network no more. And why would you put your number one guy on something that you know can't be number one? In basketball, his thing is basketball. His brand started with basketball knowledge and insight and connections and relationships and intel. And then he's doing your best basketball show. But now you got one that's better, that is protected, and they don't want nobody to put their fingerprints on it. So he can't go there. They like to joke on him sometimes, like, damn, you working hard. You ain't working with us, though. And it's love. So guess what? The smartest thing, and they said it early in the negotiations, if you rock with me and you rock with this show, you'll see that. I told you guys this last summer. He done with that show. It is what it is. So he's done. So don't kill him for that, okay? Don't kill him for that. However, that doesn't mean the ESPN frontman isn't doing his fair share of work behind the microphone. He's still on First Take each morning, making it about himself just as much as the athletes he's covering. Remember, they write these articles, so sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. He makes spot appearances on Monday Night Countdown, the network's NFL pregame show. Outside of ESPN, Smith is as active as ever. I just told you, 2 serious shows, 1 sports, 1 political, along with his own podcast. Here we go. Now I'm going to get to some quotes. His omnipresence. Oh, I thought only God was omnipresent. Let me stop. Has raised alarm bells for some critics who believe there's a risk of overexposure. You guys. But Burke Magnus, who's been talking a lot lately, ESPN's head of content, doesn't foresee that being an issue. And he talks about it on this interview. He says, what I just told you guys about the overexposure. So we're not going to read that again. There's a school of thought. Oh, that's gangster. Did you see what they just did? There's I think Best Buy trying to gangster me. Watch this. Ain't nobody punking me to spend no money. I ain't Lane Kiffin. You ain't gonna punk me to say what you want me to say. Bam, get out of here, I told you. There's a school of thought that says the more politics he's doing, the more people will understand that that's him, not us. Magnus said, believing viewers will make a distinction between his ESPN work and his political commentary on Sirius XM and his podcast. Let's stop right there, because let's be real. Everybody say, everyone taking shots at Stephen A. Smith. He in politics right now. Who has the worst lifestyle of anybody that's successful in this world? Name them. What's that industry? What's that profession? Yep, politics. Every politician I know, every single one says, I don't know what I signed up for. They say the people that are best qualified to be politicians are not politicians, because you are not, if you're smart enough and capable enough of doing that, you're also smart enough to know I ain't going through hell to try and help these damn people. I ain't helping my country. I ain't helping my state. I ain't helping my city. Nope, I ain't running. Why? Because they going to go into the 4th grade and figure out the time you took a sandwich from the school and say, ha, I told you about his character. They will undress you. They will make stuff up. There are law firms out there, 1-800 law firms, that literally go around and ask people, do you have any dirt on this person? And most people say no. And they were like, okay, how about this? Let me ask it differently. I'm knowing this. This is fact. I've been on these sides. I've seen it. Okay, how about this? Have you ever been in proximity of that person? Yes. Have you ever hung out with that person one-on-one, nobody else around, or et cetera? Yes, we had a friendly relationship. We hung. Could you say that person did this? They didn't do that. Well, could it be comprehended? Could it be understood? Could it be said that person may have or may not have done that? See how they get you? Next thing you know, because it's so hard to prove a negative. Prove to me you didn't do something. I didn't do it. Prove it. Huh? What? I was at the crib chilling by myself watching TV. Prove it. You better have a Ring camera. You better have all that surveillance footage coming inside that room. If not, you ain't proving jack. Ain't that crazy? So that's how they do it. So Stephen A. Smith is in the landmine. He's in the field with all these damn grenades going off. He throwing some, they throwing some. So that's why everybody taking shots at him now. It's because he's a part of political fodder. Political fodder. So I look at it through the First Take lens. That's his primary role for us. Is the show as good and entertaining as it's always been? Is it doing fun and innovative things like going to HBCUs or doing the show from Dallas before Monday Night Football in a packed environment? Is he continuing to intrigue and engage sports fans? Yeah, he's doing all of that. So we're good. Risk of Stephen A. Smith overexposure might be out of ESPN's hands anyway. More of his content is produced outside ESPN confines than in. And increasingly, viewers likely understand that. Well, let's talk to the viewers. Beat it up in the chat. Beat it up in the comments. All right. Is there a risk of overexposure? Are you overexposed to Stephen A. Smith? No. Stop lying. Because how are you overexposed to him? Think about it. Every time I turn on, he's on. That's a lie. Because he does more work outside of ESPN than he does inside. Now, they do a lot of re-airs. I get it. First Take. First Take is on for what, 2 hours in the morning? Then they do, I think, the re-air still. Okay, let's give you 3 hours. There's 21 other hours they ain't showing Stephen A. Smith. He's on Monday Night Countdown. That's 1 day a week, y'all. For how many hours? Keep going. He's on see what I'm saying? People, I've noticed this about people. People will get away with stuff because people ain't really friends with each other. They just associates. This is what T-Pain was talking about when we did that topic. He's like, y'all just be hanging with each other and go, I'm not that friend. I'm the friend that say, dog, what you just say? It gets me in a lot of trouble with my wife. Got me in trouble last night with my wife. We were talking about jobs in high school. She was like, my son ain't gonna work at McDonald's. I was like, what? You can't have a gas money job no more? What world we live in? That's too high of expectations. Kid gotta have a high paid internship at 15. No, let the fool work down the street and get $4 an hour. Wherever the minimum wage is, let them live. You know what I mean? So point being, you gotta check people when they start saying this crazy stuff. Oh, you checking him out on Sirius XM now on 1 or 2 shows? Well, that's a you problem. You're not overexposed to him. You exposing yourself too much to him. It's like the sun. The sun like, look, I'm here. Do you? If your ass gonna sit under me forever, you gonna crisp up. You're gonna be darker than Wiley. I don't care how white you are. You better watch out. You better take some vitamin D pills and stay in the house. You can't just be all, I'm coming to you and blaming you for being everywhere. No, I'm always here. You know where I'm at. So I just don't like that, man. I don't like that. But you got to understand what's at play. Stephen A. Smith is putting himself out there more because of the politics, and therefore comes back more backlash. But let's not try to act like he doing too much. He doing the most. He doing the best. That's what he's doing. All right, let's see it. MC6N says this year he has been overexposed. The audience really got to know that he doesn't know sports, doesn't watch games, so we know he's a fake analyst. Okay. I mean, none of them cats really watch games. It's just some of them watch more than others. You don't believe me? Let's go. It's Sunday. Let's just give you a fun-filled, maxed-out Sunday. And how many games are on the max? They can only put on 16, and they never do because you got Monday Night Football, so that's 15. You got Thursday Night Football, that's 14. And then somebody on a bye week. So let's just say 13 games. Every game is 3 hours. And there are 13 of them. And you, I don't know. All right, everybody, do not listen any further if you don't want your dreams to just be smashed in front of your face. If you don't want you to wake up from the spell you're under, please don't listen right now. Good, okay. You think somebody in this industry is sitting there watching 13 football games, 3 hours each. Quick math is 39 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day. And immediately on that Sunday night is breaking it down for you. And you think game by game, oh man, nah. That ain't how we eat around here, partner. What they do is they pick the 4 or 5 same-ass teams, unless it's a team that's really hot. Chicago now is going to be a lot more national conversation. But typically, you talk about who? The champions, the Eagles, the Cowboys, because they the Cowboys. You talk about, New England a little bit. You talk about all the teams that you know they got some firepower, some star quality, some cachet. So we pick 5 of them. And then we beat them 5 up so hard, and then you splash a little bit about Arizona, just a little bit about what Green Bay. And then y'all be sitting there like, wow. Now, if you drop the ball doing that, what you saying Stephen A. Smith did, which is, dog, why are you talking about Michael Parsons on the Cowboys? He on the Packers now, right? And that happens to everybody because nobody is keeping up with all of this. Nobody, to my first point, who's watching 13 games and then Sunday night is breaking it down. So it's okay. It's just like WWE. It ain't fake. It's just well scripted. You think they have a production meeting and they ain't in there doing it? My boys used to always say, damn, dog, how you know all them answers? I was like, they told me the questions. You think Scott Van Pelt is up there just saying, Ryan Clark, you think Tua's good? No, Ryan know that 2 hours before. Tell me how good Tua is. Bye-bye, ChatGPT. Okay, I'll be back. Now I'll tell you how good he is. It's that simple. So when somebody does drop the ball, I understand why you get mad. Because you like, he don't even know he played for him? It's like, yeah, you're a little overextended. You may be a little lazy in this moment, blah, blah, blah. But it's all scripted. I'm sorry. It's WWE. I remember that moment when I realized Hulk Hogan wasn't really mad at Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter and all that. I was like, what? He's not? I hope I didn't burst any bubbles right here because it's just that simple. Like, y'all are grown-ass people watching sports. Please stop. Stop and think. This is what Thomas Sowell says, Yoda. And y'all don't know who Thomas Sowell is? Please get to know his information. It's all on YouTube. He has hundreds of books. Read, listen, audiobook. This dude is next level. This is not about his politics. He's an economist. Economist. He's an economist. And more importantly, he talks about social commentary, social issues through the money. He follows the money and the culture through everything. The dude is Yoda. I've not heard anybody smarter ever. Now, I know that's going to be taken a lot of ways because he's conservative, but he's only conservative because he like, listen to what the hell the numbers say. It ain't that deep. Anyway, listen to him. He always says this. It doesn't matter how smart you are. if you don't stop and think, okay? Please, when you get all riled up next time, just stop and think. What you mad at? You mad at this dude for forgetting the name, and then you should be mad at yourself for thinking he even knows all them names. Are you ignorant? Well, I don't know the name of this lady right here. We're going to do 2 of these. But she famous now because LeBron James got her ass kicked up out the game. Peep game.
Can't believe it. What do you mean? What are you doing? I just told him he can't make a free throw.
Look at everybody like, yeah, get your ass up out of here. And you know she dressed to the nines. You know, she got on $200 million worth of clothes. Laker game, front row, courtside. She spent 8 mortgages on one night. 2 shots. I told you she said he can't make no free throws. Look, they nicely saying if you don't get your ass up out of here, we're going to get you up out of here. Ooh, she took the boo birds from the front. Look at all the players looking at him. Look at Connect. Look at Connect looking like, yeah, I'm a rookie. I know better than that. Don't you touch me. And no wonder your ass getting kicked out. You got a little bit of an attitude. Oh, don't try to stroll now. It's too late. It's too late. Ain't nobody thinking. Hey, look at LeBron. I don't like using this word because I think it's more racial than like anything, but she's a Karen, as they say. And I've dealt with my Karens before too, so that's cool. LeBron ain't shit. LeBron, with thou powers, you shall exalt on all commoners. That lady, what did that, beat it up in the comments. Somebody tell me what that lady said that got her kicked up out of there with mother's pearls on. What could she possibly have said? What more can I say? How did she get kicked out of a damn game? Now, and this is crazy. I don't know what she said, but it got to LeBron. She probably went on Bronny. It's probably a Bron. Look, and I get it. If I'm LeBron, you could talk about me all you want. You are speaking on the king. But when you talk about my son, you say something about Simba? Simba. Hey, I'm the same way. People clown me all day, every day. Good, bad, and ugly. Everywhere I go, I get love, and I get a little bit of that. I ain't fucking with him, really. I heard what he said, homie. Okay, cool. Have your day. But if you talk about Simba, you talk about MJ, oh, we got problems. Oh, we got real problems, right? Yeah, it ain't helicopters when you hear them choppers. Let me stop. This dude, though, we ain't got to ask what this dude did. He gonna let us know. The worst. It ain't about you, bruh. It ain't about you. Okay, now, I'm talking to y'all right now. Because some of y'all are entitled. Some of y'all are so caught up in it. And that's a part of being a fan, because fan is short for fanatic. I am fanatic about this. I am maniacal. I'm crazy. I'm all in. And the fan experience is fun. I love the fan experience, but I got my limits. And that's past my limit. I'm not about to get kicked out of a game because you messed up or you ain't trying hard. So the second one was that fan. I saw this long video he did. I was going to play it, but it's too long. He was talking about, look, I'm a season ticket holder, and I seen my team fight before, but this game they didn't fight. We in the fourth quarter, Zach LaVine only got 8 points. He ain't closing out on the three-pointer. The dude is nailing them all in his face, and he ain't tripping, and he getting paid $40 million a year. I need to see more from you. Yeah, say all that, dog. That's good. Don't get kicked out. Don't play with your money. Just Spider-Man memeing. You weird. You know what I'm saying? But this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I see a grown-ass man walking into an arena. He's excited. He's with his girl. He has on a jersey. It says LeBron James, whatever it may be. Okay? I ain't mad at that. I've worn jerseys too. Then you're going in there. You love LeBron so much that you now have crossed that thin line between love and hate. Y'all be hating on the dude you love and you got his jersey on. Come on, LeBron. What are you doing? Once again, stop and think. What are you doing? Excuse me, section 123, row 8. What are you doing? Do you want me to examine your day? You want me to go to work and see how you was hiding in the cubicle on Instagram? You want me to see how long that lunch really was? You really want to tell me that you filed them papers properly in the X, Y, and Z? I know that's all bunched together. You ever go to somebody's file cabinet and be like, the hell, who filed this? Fired, everybody fired. Come on, man. And it ain't that simple. Like, oh, I go to my job and you go to your job. And I do. Dog, athletes want to try. Like, don't get the try part in your head. Effort. No, it's just the effort changes per game. It takes more sometimes than you even have in you or that you think that it is. It's more. Like, this game means more. That's why there's a Mamba mentality. Wait a minute. He going to that place every time? Just like some guys physically. I can lift. When I came out the combines, I could lift 225, 35 times. I did that at my pro day. Okay? I did 28 at the combine. Whoa, you got that much stronger. A little bit, but more. I was more prepared, more relaxed, more comfortable. I'm at my facilities, blah, blah, blah. So most people do better in their pro day, right? I'm doing that. But I don't do that every day, every way. That's my max. So when you see somebody like a Mamba mentality, a Jordan, they are people that can do that a lot more than somebody else who could just max it out once a month or max it out once a quarter. There's some guys who can max it out almost every day. And be real, Michael Jordan wasn't maxing it out every day now, if you really want to go to the record. Kobe, rest in peace, the great. Nobody can. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, like, dog, everybody has this. And you're like, 15 of 28, 194, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. What? It always takes something different. Some days it's up here, some days it's right here. But you always trying to give it, but you ain't always got it all to give. I don't think cats go out there and be like, man, I ain't tripping on this fool. Y'all can say different. Okay, I'm not saying you wrong. Prove it. Oh, look at that. And I ain't talking about none of these NBA gambling schemes. That's easy to prove. He ain't trying because he trying to. He ain't trying because he lying. He trying to get that dough. I get it. But seriously, I don't remember a game that I went out there and I didn't try hard. Y'all getting it twisted. What I wasn't always is fully prepared. So sometimes it's physically. Did you get all the rest you needed? And people always think the night before. Did you break curfew? No, it ain't the night before that gets you. It's 2 nights before is the worst night. You don't believe me? Remember in college when you had a test on Friday? What do you do on Thursday night? All-nighter. Are you okay to take the test? Hell yeah. Did you ace it? Damn right. Told you could pull all-nighter. I ain't gonna need no rest right before it. It's the night before that. Mess around and Wednesday night you have a struggle. Then you try to do it all night on Thursday. Oh, you're going to be in trouble on Friday. Right? I learned that in the NFL. I never thought about it, but they were like, yeah, we got curfew the night before, but trust me, we need y'all good on them Friday nights. Now, they can't treat us like little kids, so they can't make curfews on Friday nights unless you're on a big road trip. Like if you're going to England or something like that, then they'd be like, look, Friday too. But if you just at the crib, and, they can't do it. But trust me, it's the 48-hour rule. Stop stressing the night before, especially when you're raising your kids. Okay, it's the night before that gets everybody. Okay, let's get into it. All right, yeah, Rod Jones said Jordan used to be drunk and hungover. It's real spit. Like if we had this show when Jordan was playing, I wouldn't even be a hater. I'd just be like, look at this. Y'all know what it is? He out there dripping Seagram 7, like E&J just coming out his damn pores. Like, come on, man. Like, and balling though. Trust me, I played with 6 Hall of Famers. I played with ballers. LT, Drew Brees, Bruce Smith, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas. Those are Hall of Famers. I got probably a Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison right there, should be. Come on, man. Everybody wasn't choir boys, but they were balling. They were balling. And there may be a moment where you can look and say, I don't know if you're trying as hard. You're lying to yourself. That boy trying to get it. Okay, I got a real serious question. Who's your GOAT? Beat it up in the comments right now. Okay, good. I want your GOAT. One word. Don't be writing the whole book because I ain't going to read the book. I want you to say, who is your GOAT? Okay, I know I'm going to see a lot of Jordan. I know I'm going to see a lot of LeBron. I know I'm going to see a lot of Kobe. What I'm not going to see is a lot of this, and maybe I should.
Might be the best offensive player in the history of the NBA. I think that's on the table now for me.
Well, he might be the best player in the history of the NBA.
Oh,
Here's the
my
thing.
gosh.
Like, my son says this all the time about every sport. He's more of a
He's smoking. Stan, I respect your opinion.
I respect
But
your
chill,
opinion as a
Stan.
coach.
Like, you ain't been in a coach. You ain't been a coach in the league for a nice little minute now. He could be better than Michael Jordan,
Right.
Jeffrey. They say Kobe wasn't better than him because he didn't win 5 rings. And the guy that won 1 ring that got a lot of stats is better than
When there's no
Jeffrey. He's
great
better than
stats,
LeBron.
great player. You could just what other centers in the league?
He's
last
better
10 years.
But even if he ain't better than no fucking Bron. He was in Detroit when LeBron was sticking his foot so far up your fucking ass, he was kicking your teeth out.
Bro, I was on that team.
Yeah, he was kicking y'all goddamn teeth out. I was there.
Ooh, violent.
And it was year after year after year after year.
I was playing all right, though.
You was playing art.
Yeah, I ain't
He was
gonna lie.
sweeping the shit out y'all. How could you possibly fix your lips to say that? You never got past this man, never beat this man in nothing. Might have beat that nigga in a preseason game.
He went crazy on that one. I can't lie.
You had to fix your lips and say you didn't. I don't even think you coached like against Joker that much. But I know for a fact you coached against King a whole lot. You think about putting Caruso on Shaq?
Come on, bro.
You think about putting Caruso on Kobe? You think about putting Caruso on LeBron? Michael Jordan? Jeffrey?
Blah, blah, blah. What up, Chip Osorio? I love you, big dog. Thank you for the super chat. And he says, everyone forgets that Michael Jordan used to have jump offs in every state. Not everyone forgets. Let's just say that. I had a lot of homegirls because I was in the league when he was still at Jordan, like 97, I get drafted. So, we all fighting for the same cloth. And let's just say when she was like, I'm busy that weekend. I was like, girl, I'm in town. What? We got the Bears. She like, yeah, that's a good animal, but the GOAT is better. I'm not saying that story's exact. I'm just saying after Juanita, look, ain't no choir boys around here. That's all I got to say. So here's the thing. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, even though they didn't mention Kareem, we got to throw Kareem in there because Kareem certainly deserves to be called the GOAT. Okay. Jokic. Let's get into some Jokic. Everybody knows that when they see Jokic coming, they already underestimated him. Whether it was when you first saw him playing or still today, because human beings can't lie to themselves. They try. Oh, you can convince yourself of it, but you can't lie. You can't lie. There's always going to be something about you when you see that small little slot receiver of the Caucasian descent that you say, he ain't that. And then he turns out to be Julian Edelman. You're like, oh, shit. You be like, he ain't that good. But he turns out to be Wes Welker. And you're like, oh, God, take. But then you see somebody else and, who is that? Like Devin Hester. You're like, oh, Devin Hester coming. He is. But guess who else is? Pause, I know. Who else is? So you can't judge a book by its cover. I learned that in sports. Everybody learned that in sports when you're young, right? Like, big dog, he a gentle giant. He ain't that. And then you see somebody else who little. You're like, oh, that sucker there. What is on my lip? Has some sunflower seeds. Doing too much. And then the camera got it flipped. It's backwards. Okay, good. So Jokic, I mean, hyperbole to the fullest. We cannot even consider him a GOAT for many reasons. One, he ain't finished going. He ain't even finished close. He probably not even at halftime of his career yet, right? The way he plays, the slow motion style, the fact that he is a big, but at the same time he dictates terms. He's the one that sets pace. He brings the ball up sometimes. God, this dude ain't done. But I tell you one thing, in simple math, if he only has 1 ring, they never gonna have this conversation for real. Now, 2 brothers who got a podcast, which if anybody needed a podcast, it's 2 brothers, the Morris brothers. Like, come on, this is not even genius. This is like, duh. But how can Jokic be there? I don't see how. I don't see where. And he's insane. And the thing is, he's insane, and he's like doing it his way. No other way. He ain't buying into none of y'all BS. He ain't got to go where you want him to go. He ain't got to play the way you want him to play. But he just touches every stat line on the stat sheet. That's game. That's why everybody's all mad at the AAU over here and everybody's all pumped at the European factories over there. Because they're like, how y'all making Jokic's? How y'all making these Luka Doncic's? How y'all making all these Chichiches? People are like, we turn them pro when they're 11. Simple as that. And then, hey, the strongest survive, right? Make the strong survive. I thought that, I ain't got to spend too much time on that. I just thought that, here we go. You know how you get a snowball, right? You start with a snowflake, and it connects with another, and it connects with another, and my long fingernails. And then it keeps connecting to it. You get a snowball. Watch the snowball effect of Jokic as the GOAT. It may be coming. It may be coming. Seems like it is. All right, let's beat it up in the comments before we get to our next topic, because I just kind of broached the topic. I kind of gave you guys a little bit of it, and I'm going to give it all to you. Ooh, pause. Yes, in terms of Mount Rushmore, there are 4 names, right? It's Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem. That's most people Mount Rushmore. If you had to say everybody, line them up, right? The bell curve, 80%. 80% of sports fans are going to put those 4, the top 4, right? And then you're going to have 10% on one side, 10% on the other side. So the other side going to have some people going to say Magic, Bird, right? And then you're going to have some people put Shaq. And maybe like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. And that's it. That's the world. Then you can go real far and you can get some Tim Duncan conversation, right? Steph Curry conversation going. Elgin Baylor conversation going, all that kind of stuff. And then you could throw one more layer in there. Now, let me get up out of here with that nasty thing on my lip. You could go say Kevin Durant. I tell you, KD is in my top 10. KD's in my top 10. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Just saying it. Just saying it. All right. Don't hate me, but you can hate AAU because everybody does. And I don't hate AAU like everybody else, but let's listen to the G's talk about it.
AAU is completely different, watered down. NIL is in the mix. What were your initial thoughts?
Why couldn't NIL be around when y'all was playing? I think that it's a blessing that these kids can get paid. Not to sound like a hater, I just think it's too much. And I don't even think most of the kids want to even play at the next level. I think they just hope they make it to college, get an NIL deal. You know, ain't no courts, everybody got trainers. You know, I call all of them cone babies. And I had to adjust because I'm used to kids diving on the floor and old school. You know, I don't see the coaches yelling at the guys.
It's natural to me to take your foot off the gas. It's natural to lose focus. It's natural to lose that drive because you have everything now that you used to have to get to.
Exactly.
And you got it before you really even earned it, so to speak.
Yeah.
AAU.
Blah, blah, blah. AAU. I am a parent in AAU as Jesse Buss. Shout out to my dog. Founded and started a program called Left Coast Legends. It started off with his son being the focus, just him wanting to be around his son and give him a protected environment where he could really develop his skills. And since I used to coach his son along with Jesse, look at me. I was the head coach and Jesse was the assistant. We flipped that quick, but we kept winning both ways. But our boys, instead of fighting against each other, competing against each other, we said, let them go together and let's see how that goes. So since the age of 6, I guess, they've been playing. Now they're 10 years old. We have the #1 team in 10U, national team. Yeah, they're insane. 7 kids, right? And they're really good. And they're all growing and going in different ways. It's so crazy. You got little ones that can just handle that rock and crafty. You got guys that are big. My cousin, I have a cousin who's 10 years old, and he's my size already, damn near, little Cam. He's upstairs asleep right now. My son MJ upstairs right now. MJ is like a 3-4 kind of kid. He's really fast, so fast that he'll miss those layups. He gonna throw some Russell Westbrooks up. He gonna go too fast, but he's learning the game. Him and Cam gonna be some post-puberty players. Like, they're gonna be big. And it's gonna be fun to see what they do and how they take off. But the program's amazing. But I bring that all up because I love that AAU is getting blamed for things that everyone else should be blamed for. AAU, just first of all, you can't blame AAU. Just like you can't blame a team, you can't blame a culture, because it always comes down to the people, right? Like I go to some AAU tournaments and it's beautiful. Sometimes the refereeing is a little off because, look, they got these guys there at the 8 o'clock game and they calling it all the way to the 6 o'clock game. Get a guy a break, right? And it's nonstop if you go on these courts. It's 20 courts lined up. That sucker there, he ain't got time to go to the bathroom. All right, so sometimes the refereeing is a little questionable. I get it. But that's refereeing in every sport all the time. Human beings are doing it. It's imperfect, right? So I tell the kids all the time, bad calls will happen. Build it into your brain. Stop being mad. Learn. Sometimes you go out there and that ain't no foul. And the kids are like, what? They stopped playing defense. What? The other kid ran down, got 2 points. He's like, that was a foul. They seen LeBron and all of them do it. That was a foul. And I'm sitting there like, if you don't get back on defense, nobody give a damn about what you think. The reason I am like that, and I understand a lot of parents don't even like me for this reason. I'm like, I don't care. In life, things come your way. Adversity, circumstances, things that are wrong. You can't stop and then argue with it. You better move on and learn from it. So I'm teaching the kids that lesson. That's what a referee is. That circumstance, that element of life is what refereeing is. So you deal with it, and sometimes you go in there and nothing happens to you. And then you're like, what? And you're like, what happened? He like, oh, he fouled you. Oh, he did? Come on, man. Something you got to ride the good and the bad. But we blame it AAU. AAU is an organization. AAU is an entity. It's the parents. You want to blame it? In Spanish, let me say it to you in Spanish. ¿Cómo se dice AAU? AAU is parents. Parente. Parents are the worst. Y'all the worst. Mm-hmm. Y'all parents that curse at refs around 11-year-olds. That dog curse refs that also will get into it with any parent from the other team. Let it go. That also is sitting there with that little chip, that little mother's pearls, like the lady got kicked out the Laker game, sitting there like, I know y'all watching Chip out there. Yeah, Chip is killing it. Speak to me later. My son has 27 points. I'm like, good for your son. In the back of my head, I'm like, you know how many kids I know that used to be great and now they be like, can you sign for this? They delivering that FedEx. It's okay, but just, it's a marathon, ma'am. It's a marathon. That kid that you clowning is going to be it. Watch that puberty hit and that boy's, he hungry. And then that kid who is it, maybe he rests on his laurels because mother's purse. And right. So we blame the entity when we should blame the people, always. The culture, right? Chicago Bears suck. They suck. They suck. They suck. They suck. They just beat the Eagles. Oh, they're great. They're great. Stop. Chicago Bulls used to be great. Pippen, great. Jordan, great. Rodman, great. Phil Jackson, great. Now, what? That's the point. So stop blaming things. It's blaming the people. Second thing is, let these kids live and get monetized and all that. Let them be a part of the industry because guess what? The industry gonna go with them or without them. The industry gonna make money for them or not. If you don't want the money, the industry is gonna be like, we'll keep it. Now, that's good. Everyone knows that. But here's the other part. Stop saying that since the kids get the money, and this is the part I disagree with Matt, but I know he's speaking the real. I see his sons all the time. We train at the same spot, Just Hoops. So I see them. I know it. These kids get this money, and because I think they don't get the proper guidance, support and guidance, that they don't know what to do with the money. So they just do dumb stuff. They do kid stuff, right? They wear their money. And who didn't? When I was 21, I wasn't even a kid. And when I got my Buffalo Bills check, I did what dummies do with it. I wore my money. I got a chain that said I'm rich. Not really. I got a chain and a pendant that said I'm rich. Not really. You do that. We're going to talk about that. We got a topic coming up. Odell Beckham Jr. breaking this down. But the point is you want everybody to know what you got because you didn't have it before. I get it. But that's still not blaming AAU. I'm sorry. We set up a system that people can come look and recruit your kid or at least get some highlight and potential and spotlight on your kid. My bad. And then in that system, your son actually becomes more popular, right? And then gets recruited, or dare I say an NIL deal, dare I say someone's throwing money at him, and we're the problem? Oh, because we got trainers now? Because your kid can get specialized, which is not a great thing if you're not playing other sports. Multi-sports is the way. I don't give a damn if you got a trainer in basketball. Still sign up for flag football, bruh. Okay? Sign up for here's a cheat code. Always play basketball. If you got to do one sport, I don't give a damn who you are. Sorry, kid, two left feet, fat, big old ankles, okay? Calves are all low. You can't tell the difference between his ankle and his calf. I don't care who that kid is. He need to play basketball, okay? That's the king of athleticism, okay? Now, once he's playing basketball, he sucks. I know it because he got two left feet. He ain't getting off the bench. Train him up in basketball as best you can. Now, get his fat ass on baseball and let him be a catcher. Good. Now he can do something. He ain't got to move, and he just squatting. Good. Now he getting his confidence up, but he also getting his skills and athleticism up because he going to have to move sometimes. Got to get, right? He got to move a little bit. Good. Now, we're going to make sure he stays healthy, and we're going to get his mind right. We got to put him in one or the other. He either got to be in gymnastics, a yoga, a Pilates, something like that. It's probably going to be gymnastics. Or he got to be over here in the martial art. Taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, aikido, I don't care. You need that. You do that, you got Voltron. Watch your kid. I ain't saying he going pro. Chill. He got two left feet. Chill. You can't out-train DNA. Here's the thing. He going to be a beast. He going to be a lot to deal with. You ever know that kid? You're like, he can't beat me up, but I'm going to know I've been in a fight. You going to know you've been in a fight. You create that little monster. That's how the game goes. So stop blaming AAU. Do better. Once again, stop looking out the window. Look in the mirror. It's you, mama. You yelling. You crazy. You losing your mind. You think the marathon stops at 10-year-old weekend, Thanksgiving Day weekend, a 10-year-old game. He had 56. Ooh. I need to open up like a counseling line for these parents. I'm like, let's talk. What's wrong? What's wrong? Because I've been all of it. I literally was great when I first started sports. I'm giving y'all the real. I was not good, not damn good, insane. I was a running back. I would score at least 4 touchdowns every game. Cats be like, damn, Wiley's sick, because I ran track. So I ran track. I was good in track. I wasn't as good in track, but I won nationals, and I set a national record. I'm going to get to the other parts. Trust me. I was insane as a youth player. Getting recruited, couldn't go nowhere. Hey, Wiley, come here. I'm 9 years old, 11 years old. Then high school hit. I had Osgood Slaughters in my knees. I just didn't know what was going on. I'm like, my knees hurt. I got this big ass bump on my knee. I'm like, what's wrong with my knees? I had to start icing them. I'm in the 9th grade icing my knees like I'm Kobe on the sideline. Best thing that happened to me. Blessing in disguise. I hated it. I could have been depressed. If I had $5 and went to a therapist, they would have said I was depressed. I wasn't. I was just mad at my knees. I was like, hold on, how much am I paying you to lie on me? You trying to say I'm depressed? No, fool, my knees hurt. Well, you're not as outgoing. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. My knees hurt. What you mean? Don't get caught up in them therapists. Anyway, so now I'm like, oh, no. Then my knees start getting better. Junior year, senior year, I start picking it up. Looking like my old self. I'm not where I should have been based on my projections. No, I wasn't. But I was still damn good. Then at that moment, that's why I went to Columbia. I was like, I learned quickly, thank God, that how fickle sports are, how fickle the game is. You one play away, you one summer away from being amazing or sorry as hell. I went from being the top running back out here in LA everywhere I went to, oh, dog, you could play a little O-line with them badass knees. You're quick. You could pull. They had me playing some O-line. Running back, O-line, D-line. Real spit. Freshman year. Me? That quick. So I know. And then all of a sudden I go to Columbia. I get bigger, faster, stronger. All of a sudden I become what I was. That late bloomer. But people say you're a late bloomer, but the real is you didn't see it take root. Oh, it was already blooming when I was like 8 to 14. It was blooming. Then 14 to 16, boom. And most parents crash with their kids. What's wrong with you? You okay? You ain't trying hard. Come on, I need more. No. I need a new knee, mama. Shut it. I'm a baby giraffe. So that's how the game goes. So now it is. That's why I went to an Ivy League school. I was like, I don't know if I get to college and my knee go out. I don't know if I get to college, coach tripping. You ain't taking this education away from me. I'm getting mine. They gonna think I made it to the league with my brain. And I hope my body can go and I go to the NFL. But I'm going to the NFL of brains, I'll tell you that. And that's what happened. Without that experience, if I would have kept being that guy that I was at 8, 10, 12, 14, kept growing, oh, man, I don't know what football factory I went to. I don't know what would have happened. But it would have been a different life. Not saying it's bad, but it's all good. Okay? So I'm here for the kids. I'm here for the kids. Okay, let's see what this is. Beat up in the comments and let's get to our next topic. See, Wiley, now you pompous and smart, parlaying that into hella bucks. He's stupid. I don't even know what pompous really means. I think it means like, I don't know. I'm a guess. Like full of yourself, maybe? I don't know. I love life. I love life, but I'm like T.O. I love me some me. I love y'all too, but boy, I love me some me. I ain't gonna let y'all make me not love myself. God dang. Come on. We got to be real about these things, okay? What else we got up in here? Yep, Blaze Mole says it's the coaches and people in charge of AAU. I do hate just blaming AAU yourself. Okay, if y'all gonna type, I love you, Blaze Mole, but if y'all gonna type, take your time. I'm gonna read it. Like, you can't be giving me these ebonics ass damn chats and then expect me to read them. I can't read that. What the hell is that? Even ebonics like, man, that dude, I don't know. He ghetto. Okay. Oh man, let's get into this. Okay. Y'all play sports before, right? And everybody has seen this guy. There's two types of coaches, typically. There's the one coach that you look at him when you're tired, you're on the sideline and you look and you're like, he's saying stuff he can't do. And then there's another coach who's on the sideline. You're like, if he could, he would. He trying to go get it. Well, let me just illustrate what the power of coaching is and what it really looks like to players. This is hilarious. Take it off. Wait, room. Look at with the energy you get, the energy we transmit to each other. It's next level. It's crazy. And we all get it, and we all share it. Oh, I tell my itty bitties all the time, man, if you don't go out there and be psycho on that field, because everywhere else in life you're going to get locked up or yelled at. You can be psycho on that field. You can't be psycho everywhere else. It's just real spit. Way to go. Oh, I love it too much. And so let's talk a little bit about the Bears and just talk about this coaching experience, because this is what it's about. Everybody was saying how Caleb Williams is, Caleb Williams that. He can't do it, he can't do it. And what anybody? What had happened was believing in yourself, not believing in what they telling you. What had happened was he's looking like a #1 overall pick now. But if you allow people to do what they want to do to you, oh man, they been let that damn thing go. They been saying peace. They been getting rid of him, right? Now, I understand what y'all saying. Y'all like, look, big win for them once again. Where is this coming from? It's coming from them actually collectively bringing it together and say, hey, dog, we got it too. Why not us? Why not us? We got a #1 overall. We got a quarterback. If you got a quarterback, you got a chance. And they got a quarterback. And now they got a play caller, new discipline, new regime in. Everybody's ready. Everybody's in. So that's how the game goes. That is how the game goes. Simple as that. But I love the energy. So when I used to play, I used to always assess my coach. I was always like, is he the coach that I look at and be like, you telling me to run one more wind sprint, your fat ass need to run 400 of them. You out of shape, coach. Belly all on his knee. And he's a one more Wiley. I'm like, how about you just do more? Not even one, just more. And then another one you see, oh man, look. Oh man, I need you. And then you got the other coach like Ben. Coach Johnson right here, he like, look, I'm about that life. If I could, I would. I'd be out there with you. I'll knock somebody off. I'll bow somebody all day, every day. And that's the kind of coaches that, frankly, players be like, I run through a wall for you, brother. You need something? I got you. Because it's always in us. Everything we want out there is already in here. Just help me navigate it, coach. Help me find it in here, and I'll show you out there. And that's what a great coach does. So a great coach doesn't just yell at you. A great coach doesn't just bark at you. A great coach doesn't just direct you. He does it all. He also supports. He also, and this is going to sound weird, comforts. Like, we all get nervous. And you need somebody to be like, dog, you got this. You need somebody like Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips was the best at preparing you and just allowing you to be. That's why we had top defenses. Number one defense. Wade Phillips come up in there. And this is 1998, y'all. And he still was doing it, with the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Wade come in there like, all right, guys, let me tell you. It's going to be a tough one, but we got a plan. And if you guys believe in the plan and execute it, we'll come back in here Monday. We'll be smiling. Wade got like a little Martin Luther King to him, right? We'll be smiling. I'll be like, what? Next thing you know, Sunday, he already gave us the plan. We running Saul Blitz, Sam and Will Blitz, Saul Blitz. He coming from the edges. Good luck trying to come up the middle. We got Mount Washington, Ted Washington there. Whop, 6'7", 350. You ain't doing nothing. And he like, duh. And then bow, Sam, bow. We have Bryce Pop coming off one edge. Come on, Sam Rogers coming off an edge. Come on, man. Bruce Smith coming off an edge. Man, stop it. Phil Hansen. Come on, Gabe Northern. Come on, Antoine Winfield Sr. Come on, man. Henry Jones. Come on, man. Thomas Smith. Y'all better stop playing with me. Ken Irvin, next level. And he ain't yelling. He ain't tripping. When we make a mistake, he like, you know what to do. What? And my dad hated it. He was like, why your coach never coach? I was like, he does. He ain't got a headset on. So what are you listening to? He the coach. Well, he ain't never yelling at you guys. You got to be messing up sometimes. He be letting it happen. I was like, Daddy, you're yelling at me right now. And it's not working. It's not helping. So I don't get it. All right, let's beat it up in the comments, see what you guys are talking about. Oh, man. Once again, oh, y'all stupid. Bohica said, your audio is Ebonics. I know everyone keeps saying that. I hope it happens on every other channel. If not, someone said I'm spot on with these comments. Look, I love y'all, man. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into this money situation before we get out of here. I'm going to start to put a curfew on here because I know y'all attention span is shorter than my itty bitties. So let's get into this conversation right here. The money. Everybody sees these big dollar amounts these kids are playing for now. These kids, they 25 years old, making more money than me. I'm small kids. These guys in the league are making. But there's a harsh reality that comes with it. Look at this. The harsh math on $100 million NFL contracts. Break it down, Odell.
If I didn't have $1 in my account right here today as we speak, I'm going to be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, you know, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever. However, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car. I'm gonna give my mama a house. I'm gonna do. Everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, you know? And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position, be like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime.
Blah, blah, blah. I caught that angle at the end. I smell it. Okay, who ain't us? Oh, let's talk this money talk, all right? See, over here, I am transparent. Not saying others aren't, but I certainly am. Others, I got to get into that. First, I'm going to talk about the money. And he broke it down. Everybody knows you just basically split in half. Whatever you make, half of that. You ain't getting that. Because you got to pay Uncle Sam. You got to pay it out to all your agents, your business manager, right, financial guy. Everybody got to get a piece. So 50. So you're down to 50. Okay. When you get that money, the first thing that you're thinking is, I need to fill some voids, right? We all go into a store, and there's a few things that hit us. After you see some things you're interested in, things you like, things you desire, right? No matter what store it could be. It could be a yacht. It could be a yacht store. I've been here before. Well, I've been to the boat convention and yacht convention and literally bought a yacht. I did. I'm not going to lie. This ain't no floss. This is just real spit. You go in there, you're like, How much is that one? They're like, $500,000. How much is that one? $750,000. How much is that one? $2 million. You want to go in the back? No. You don't went over my price point anyway. But you're going to fill some voids. And be real. When you get paid and whatever you make, it's all relative. Trust me. No matter how rich you are, all you can do is buy more homes, bigger homes, but it's still a home. It could be an apartment, whatever. You're just going to buy something. And then you're going to get a car. You got more cars, but you still got a car. Like, I'm still going to get there too, dog. This is what trips me out. I grew up poor, and then I got $5 when I got paid in the league. And the crazy thing is, I had a Rolls Royce, and I also had a 75 Monte Carlo that barely will move and backfired. And the front seat didn't work. That's how we grew up, right? And the Dodge Challenger, the old one that my daddy had with the no window in the back right. We got to the same place as a Rolls Royce. Everywhere I went growing up, when I got my money and I would go around with these fresh cars, a Ferrari, same place. I ain't getting no different. It was no different. Like, you could go faster, but the Monte Carlo went fast. Like, you could go faster if you want. More people looking at you. You feel better, all that, whatever. It's kind of like when you go on the airplane. People are like, you spend how much for first class? I'm in the back, dog. I'm in the back. When we land, same time. It's like the same thing. It's such a weird mind place, but you gonna feel them voids. Because who hasn't played this? Who hasn't been 12 years old and you sitting there, you're on the bus stop about to go to basketball practice, dribbling the ball between your knees, right? Under your knees, you know that game. And then you look up, contact. I want that car. Bingo, I got that car. Like, you just doing that, right? You're doing that with a lot of different things. And then finally somebody give you something with commas on it. 2, 3 commas on it. Like, do you? You like, do me? You walking in the store and they say, oh, there are no more price tags to you because you got more than this. What you gonna do? That takes a whole different emotional, financial discipline. That's telling you. And typically it doesn't come unless it's already been built, right? That's why rich get richer, because somebody in that family already had money. Then you grew up with money, so then you ain't impressed with money. You're like, not the same degree as somebody who didn't have it going, reincarnated, life goes on, life goes on, thought faded. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is. So then you've been holding your breath for so long, it's time to flex. It's time to get that out. It's time to show the world what I've been waiting for, what I've been working for. And that's just the money. The girls, oh, you know that fine girl, Tiffany Cambridge, you looked at every day, was like, if Tiffany thought I was fresh, well, get some money. She'll think you're fresh. Right? Then all of a sudden you circle back to the reunion. You the man. Come on. Let's get back to this math, though. We can get to the mentality another time. And then there's a moment when you have bought all the things. You have checked all the boxes. Will Smith talks about this a lot. It's so true. You bought all the things that you thought would just, once you buy them, I'm not even on this planet. I'm like outcast, out of this world. All you aliens, you there. You think you there. And then you realize, you wake up the next day, you ain't there. Because somebody calling you with the same problem. More problems. More money, more problems. Somebody disturbing you. Your stomach still hurt, right? You still feel the same stuff. And you start to realize, I have spent all of this money to stay in the same spot differently. I am the same dude. I just look different to y'all. First person that flips on you when you get money is everybody else. You got what? Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. You what? Girl, he. And I'm not lying, and this is real. I'm talking about my own family, my friends. As soon as I got drafted by the Bills, I remember I was at my apartment, my whole family there, CNN is filming it, and I'm sitting there, and then they draft me, and immediately, out of pride, out of love, excessive pride, they all start acting different. Conversations change. I never heard my uncles have violins. Hey, nephew, come here. Oh, man, just wanted to talk to you for a minute. I was like, Uncle, we talking right now? What do you mean? So whenever somebody wants to talk to you, when they talking to you, you know they got something. The violins, here they come. And I'm like, dog, what? Every conversation found its way to some money, somehow, some way. Keep hearing about this money ass shit out every single day. May I everywhere you went. Oh, I would love that, but I can't afford that. I can't afford that. Did Marcellus hear that? I can't afford that. Then now here I come, Captain Save-A-Ho. I can. And it's such a guilt trip. It's such a guilt trip. You out there and you're just looking and you're like, damn. You're looking around like, golly, they need $500. $500 to you, Odell Beckham? Please. Please. He like, so now if you don't give him the 500 like that, I was there for you when you were 8 years old. I took you to practice. But if you give it to him, that's 500 gone, which is really 1,000 gone. Because remember, we got to take everything and multiply it by 2. You just spent $1,000 gross for this person to have $500 that they probably, whatever they gonna get, they gonna need more after it. You ain't helped them none. You ain't fixed nothing. You ain't taught them how to fish. You just gave them something to eat. That's how the game goes. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Man. People trying to put me in a hydration situation. Clake says this fool went from that dude with a D, to Wendy Williams. I don't think Wendy Williams is bad. I think that's a compliment. Wendy Williams, boy, I was in New York when Wendy Williams was on fire. Please. That girl walked around on rose petals for a minute there. She's not doing so well right now, but one thing I got to tell men out there especially, let it out. Let it go, dog. Men especially try to be too cool for school. I went to a game last night, and these guys were all around me and stuff, and you know, people, I'll go to a football game. It's going to be, I'm going to get well noticed. Highly recognized. Not the normal, hey, what's up, Wiley? I get all of that all the time, every day. I get the, whoa, Wiley. And these cats were super cool, but they were super cool. So they were like trying to look at me and not speak. And I was like, every time I look, I go like this, what's up, how you doing? They just like, and then finally they broke ice about second, third quarter. Cool cats. But I'm like, dudes be too cool for school. Girls always say this about it. Like, no one speaks to me. I was like, because the dudes be trying to be too cool. I'm not too cool. So if you call me Wendy Williams, don't expect me to get all mad. What you told me? Call me some woman? I ain't Draymond. Call me some woman. Remember he got mad that they called him Angel Reese? He wasn't mad that they called him a woman. He was mad they called him Angel Reese. He said, you can call me Lisa Leslie. That was crazy. Hypocrisy at its finest. Demon the Hellcat says, hi, love your channel. Me too. Appreciate you. I love you for saying you love my channel. I love this channel. We talking about everything, real life. Real life. Like, everybody be trying to act too cool. I mean, move, man. Move. I've done so much and I've done so much. I've done so much good and so much, oh man, I'm fucked up. That I'm good. Before I die, I'm putting all this out there for y'all and really my kids. Because when I'm dead, they going to be like, I'm about to watch a hydration situation. They going to get, man, I'm about to cry. They going to get their daddy again. Come on, y'all. We grew up where we had 8 Polaroids and a 110 camera. You had to go to Fuji Mart or something. Photomat. You had to wait a week to get your pictures back. Remember that? I grew up in that era. I'm in the same lifetime where when you take a picture, it took a week to get it back. Go to Save-Ons. Nickel ice cream. You think I'm about to be too cool to school? Too cool for school? You think I'm going to let your words talk to me and mess me up? You a fool for that. I'm about to be real. My kids going to see this one day and be like, that's how I'm supposed to do it. Live your life, dog. You only get one lap, so you being cool. Oh, I don't want nobody to know who I really am. I'm scared. I'm tough. Okay. When your tough ass about to die, you're going to be you wish you went to the Virgin Islands. You wish you laughed more. You wish you were out there in them streets trying to help them kids more. Instead, nah, you were too cool for school, spinning the block. I seen it all, big dog. I seen it all. Oh, speaking of seeing it all, I hope this is ready. Goodness, this is a good one. So everybody knows LeVar Ball. Respect to the great.
My boys in their profession. When you meet somebody, Shannon, you know, you meet your girl, you in school all the time, you see her every day, you know what she about. How you gonna meet the same girl if you're traveling your whole career of playing a sport? Now, the thing is, you're making all this money and you young, so people Googling you and coming up to you, acting like they don't know you. So how you gonna meet them? You gonna meet them at a restaurant where you gotta get something to eat? And you gonna meet them at the club, or you gotta go to your hotel and you gonna meet them there. You meet with my boys
gotta get out of that
profession. When you meet somebody.
I'm having production issues over here. Oh man, he said a lot there. He got 3 boys. They all successful in their own ways. 2 basketball players and 1 a rapper, influencer, celebrity, whatever. Put it like this, he paying his own bills. By design, calculated. Said he bred them boys. Said I found me a big, fine, athletic woman and made me some boys. I do know he was calculated in leaving the hood because his brothers, I went to high school with his brothers, and he was like, peace. I'm out of here. I know we all had to navigate around. The ones who made it had to survive to thrive. And he was like, I ain't dealing with that. I didn't go that route. I just went the route inside. I didn't go outside and move around somewhere different. I went inside and went somewhere different. I was like, I'm going to be here still. I'm going to be around all this BS, but guess what? I'm going to find it's in here somewhere. And then he says, when you make it, all of a sudden, the world is yours. Whose world is this? And they serve it to you on a platter. And on that platter is some women who say it don't matter. I'm on that platter, baby. And he basically, if you listen to the words, he's like, they ain't meet nobody. They ain't gonna meet nobody. This ain't it. Why? Because wherever you go, there you are, and they know that you are a star. So I got suckered a few times thinking that I just met somebody out the blue who just didn't know who I was or didn't know what I brought to the table, etc. It's so crazy because now I'm 50, so I'm out the game. So in my 30s or 40s, I've had those real conversations with the girls that I used to date in the 20s. And them girls was like, yeah, I lined your ass up, boy. One of them worked at the Mondrian Hotel. Said, this is real spit. We dated for like a year and a half. Then we didn't. And then all of a sudden we circle back and just see each other and talking and hanging. Not messing around either, just hanging. She like, you know I met you way before I met you. Like you thought I met you, but I met you way before. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So she's like, I was working at the Mondrian one time and you showed up. I didn't know who you were and I just thought you were big and whatever. And she said some dude that worked with her was like, you know what that is? All that kind of stuff, right? And she was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. But we didn't meet that day. She just like, bookmark, right? And she said, so when we met, and I met her with a teammate, and a teammate was spitting at her. Spit! What movie is that? Beat it up in the comments. First one, I got to send you a book or something. Spit! What movie is that from? He was spitting, okay? So he's spitting at her. And she didn't want to holler. And then he was the man, and she was like, nope, no thanks. And then he came back, and he was like, dog. Because everybody was looking like, dog, she insane. And he was like, dog. She was like, nah. I was like, to you? I was like, man, ain't nobody got a shot over here. I was like, if she dissing you, I was like, rap. Plus, you already shot for the group, so I ain't going to come behind you. But then again, I was like, she's super fine. I was like, dog. I'm about to go say something. I'm going to figure out something. So I was like, if he spit at her, don't spit at her. Do something different. You got to have that like fake casual connection, that fake casual like, oh my God, coincidence. Like I got to do something else. I can't just come up to you, excuse me, lady, what's your sign? Capricorn? Like, you know. And then I did. And then it all worked. And I got the number and he was mad and happy for me. He was like, how you get her number like that? I was like, she must like big and black. She like big and dark. You little and light. I don't know. That girl said, she told me, boy, when I got to the club, I saw you. And then your boy spit. So she's like, he was attractive. He was all that. I knew who he was too, but sorry, I already had the dime on you because I've been having that seed planted for all that time. That's what LeVar talking about. And that's just one person. That's just one incident. They be lining our asses up. And then we be thinking we fresh. So we be in the party, you know, you at your table, you be like, oh yeah, I'm chilling. And then you be like, oh, look at her. She like, you better look because I've been looking at you. Ain't no coincidences. One thing I learned about women, if you catch them looking at you, it ain't because you caught them. It's because they wanted to be caught. God, I learned that the hard way. I got to tell my son, this is why I got to have this show. My son, MJ, I know you're 21 right now doing whatever you're doing. Listen to me. Listen to me. Simba, listen to me. Okay? Oha, tell him. They want you too. Catch me out here tripping. All right, man. All right, we reaching our poll time. It's curfew time. We got to get into it. Oh, this is such a good topic too. Damn, we got one more. We got to do one more. I got to do one more and then we get into the polls. I want to hear this. I want you New Yorkers. Nah. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's too good. It's too good. It's about you New Yorkers. Y'all need to learn about yourselves. Y'all be doing the most. And I love a New Yorker because that's like my second home. Okay. Beat it up in the comments. Best song on this album. Let's go. I won't deny ya. I'm a straight rider. Ding, 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 ding. Who made that beat? Everybody know who made that beat, right? Y'all better give him his props. Beat it up in the comments and your best song on this album. For me, it probably is Ambitious as a Rider. That's the one I play the most, so I love Too Many to go there. Look, ooh, shoot. Yep, look, everybody, look at Jamar Lee. He's like, Ambitious as a Rider. Oh, so many good ones. No More Pain. Ooh, God dang. Man, Too Cool for School. Kill Pac, too. Some parts of it. Hey, men out there, stop being so cool. Women need to toughen up, and men need to relax. Right? Real. All right, last one. Last poll, and then let's get out of here. Oh! Dan Marino is not available. Uh-oh. Name a quarterback who never won a Super Bowl, but you still love their game. Oh, snap. You know what? The first one that comes in my head, real spit, is Drew Bledsoe. And Mike Vick, but Drew Bledsoe. First guy to get $100 million. He means a lot to me. He's doing amazing now. He owns a winery and, all the wines that come from it. But Drew Bledsoe, dog, that dude could dart. I mean, that thing coming out like a cannon. Bow! I played in a celebrity flag game with him, I don't know how many years ago, 2 years, 3 years ago. I don't like swearing. I think he can still throw it 80 yards. It was like, what? He can literally play. If he didn't have to get sacked or move out the pocket, just use his arm. He would throw it. That sucker there is next level. All right, y'all. Love for you guys. Shoot. Like I said, if I can, I will. That's just, I don't know our schedule. It's always going to be 5 o'clock. Just to get it out the way, morning coffee. Everybody get theirs in. And then if you don't get it in live, check the live section on my channel. And it's right there living for you. Sometimes I will repost it, but I'm like, that's redundant. So maybe I won't. I don't know. But the point is, I want y'all to have a beautiful day, amazing time, and love each other by loving yourself first. All right? Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the verse.
Time to hide.